welcome to day 3, Adobe
right.
Live. This is Pek Pongpaet. I am Ash Huang, designer here at Adobe. Thank you for joining us for the 3rd day if you're here again, and then if you're new, also welcome. Who do we have in the chat? Any familiar faces? Say hello, maybe where you're from. So we have been building on these past 2 days a case study for Central, which is a very popular department store in Thailand, which has been pretty fun. Lots of challenges. Pek's been answering a lot of business questions as well. We've talked about what makes a good portfolio. What else have we talked about? Tons of stuff.
Tons of stuff. You know, I think people ask about career advice, freelancer, agency type stuff.
Development
even.
Bootstrap.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of
Resources.
bases. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello from Austin, Ireland. Wow. A lot of people. Kurdistan is awesome.
Wow.
Nigeria.
That's amazing.
Awesome. Love how international.
Thank you
the
so
crowd
much
is.
for joining. Yeah.
So to recap, we pretty much put everything in yesterday in your case study.
Yep.
And then
we shared it out to my team for feedback, for review, and we got some good review yesterday. So we'll recap with where we were, and then we'll look at the reviews, the feedback, and then we'll modify the designs according to the feedback.
Awesome, that sounds good. A little bit of housekeeping. So scheduled today, we'll have a chat and win partway through the episode. So make sure you look at that. The prize, again, is Sticker Mule stickers, which is one of my favorite things ever. You can see we both love Sticker Mule.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And let's see what else. Portfolio review. That's
portfolio
the important
review.
one.
That's the big one.
We'll be selecting, I think, 2 portfolios, and we're going to do an in-depth deep dive. So thank you in advance if you share them. No, that's a very brave thing to do on air, live in front of everyone. But we will be gentle. So should we step to it?
Yeah, and actually before we step to it, I wanted to mention something. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. I don't think I've expressed that expressed that enough. So it's a huge honor for you guys to invite me here. And also I wanted to call out Adobe. Like, Adobe is truly an experienced design company, and I mean that because you guys, of course, obviously think about the user experience of your software, but you guys also think about the user experience of your vendors, your partners, and who you bring on. So for example, like my experience as a guest on this show has been nothing short of incredible. You guys think of everything from the invite, putting me up, the transportation. Today I got this care package, which I wanted to call out. I got some...
It's just filled with Rockstar energy drinks. No.
Adobe Live socks, which I love. It's become a thing in the last couple of years where companies now give out socks instead of t-shirts. Mm-hmm. I got a nice little card and some stickers, which are more Sticker Mule stickers, which actually I'll probably put the Adobe XD sticker, and a pen.
Oh,
so it's very thoughtful. You guys just think of the whole customer, user experience, and I'm not, although I'm not the customer here, I'm definitely a user where you guys interact with, and over the last couple days, I've talked about how, when I think of user experience, we think about the user experience of not just the end users of the products we're designing for, not of the, for example, like the client of Central, the users of Central, but we think of our relationship with the client. We think of the relationship when we hand off our design assets to our clients' developers. We think of the experience our vendors and our employees have with us, and you guys really embody that. I just got a tour this morning of the facilities, and I've shared some of that on my Instagram, and it's very thoughtful. You guys are very thoughtful in terms of
it's our pleasure having you
user experience. So I just wanted to call that out, and there's a lot that Impekable could learn on from Adobe on how Adobe thinks about user experience. So thankful. So thank you for that.
Oh, well, it's our pleasure, but that does beg the question, are there things that you do with clients that maybe you don't even have an active job with, but just kind of like good manners type stuff?
Good manners. You know, as much as possible, I try to see people face to face. You know, that's why I travel a lot. You know, being as we grow, you know, we have clients all over, and it's hard. You know, I think the human connection is always better in person. You know, I think something is lost when you only do things via Zoom or Hangouts or whatever, when it's virtual, especially, you know, email is, you know, you don't have the tone, you don't have the voice, things can sound short. So I think in as much as possible, we try to be there in person. And I try to reduce the friction, right? Like if clients want to come to us, that's great. But a lot of times, you know, the reason we travel a lot is because we make it easy for the customer. We lower the friction. So, you know, I come to them. So that's like one thing that we do. I know a lot of agencies or people are like, oh, you know, I don't want to travel. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I was like, no, it's the best relationship is a face-to-face relationship. And, you know, if we can make it easier for the customer, you know, we'll do the traveling.
Yeah. And so I'm curious if you have anything that you would share with when you were particularly working with Central of how that went, because they're in Thailand, right?
They're in Thailand.
Yeah.
So yeah, how that worked is, well, one, I went to Thailand to talk to them and you know, recruit them or woo them as a customer. And you know, so since we're a very distributed team, we're very remote friendly. One of our folks here in the U.S., you know, she wanted to travel and she wanted to see the world. So it was a very, like, you know, this is a recurring theme with Pek or Impekable, is like if we can do the two things, you know, one thing that'll accomplish two things, we do that. So, you know, one of our designers wanted to travel. We had this opportunity in Thailand. So like, oh, okay, let's get two birds with one stone. Let's get our designer to travel to, she'd love to travel overseas. And then so she basically worked with the clients, you know, not the whole time, she traveled for 3 months and but was there, you know, pretty much for a good duration of the project. By then they felt comfortable, you know, working with us because we set a good cadence, good tone. They had met with her, they worked with her very, you know, on a, you know, pretty regular cadence, saw her face to face. She was at their office, so yeah. Yeah, that's, you know, and to that point, you know, same here. Like we're accomplishing two things at once. Even on this show, where I'm doing the case study that needed to be done while you know, kind of doing the show.
Very efficient.
Very, you know, yeah.
Only so many hours in the day.
Exactly.
What's that saying? You have as many hours in the day as Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, you got to get moving. She's got the same number of hours as you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. So thanks for asking me that question. So yeah, pro tip, you know, don't discount face-to-face, you know, real human interaction. You know, you can, I think Twitter and LinkedIn and messaging, those are all good to have, but I think the better relationship is face-to-face, hanging out, having coffee, lunch, dinner together and stuff.
Yeah, it's really special nowadays, I feel like. It's so easy to just be like, oh, I know everything that's going on in your life, but I haven't seen you in like 3 years, like on Instagram. Yeah. It's so funny.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, cool. Well, if you have more questions, let us know. We will be answering questions throughout the time, and Pek is a fount of knowledge.
Oh.
So.
Yeah,
you've seen many things, yes.
I've seen too much.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. So I did manage to find the vector version, the white version of the logo. So I put that there. But so where we left off was we shared the prototype via the design via the share link, share for review, and we have some folks. I wanted to call out Suyog, who was the first to comment. That's a power move right there. I got my eyes on you, Suyog. So we got some feedback. So let's go through it, right? So Yvonne says, not enough padding around the central logo. They probably have very specific logo lockup with minimum amount of space. True, yes, I totally agree. I probably wasn't very, I just I was just like doing
reminder.
the broad. Yeah, it's a great reminder. This is what happens when somebody's out of touch. They don't think of all the things. Can we show more of the mock-up? Because this is cut off too much, right? Like this is not very visually interesting. Need more spacing. So need more spacing between H1 and body paragraph. Should have the same amount between, kind of this and that, this as the first hero section. Let's see, paragraph ends abruptly. So yes, like you look at this, like the text box just did not have enough area. I wasn't paying attention. That's totally my bad. And then where's number 6? Where's number 6? Numero 6.
I think if you click on it, it might.
Does it jump? That was my feedback. Is like where I have to hunt for this.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. I think the balance of this section this paragraph width should be as long as the headline or longer. So that's good. Yeah. Otherwise, it does look weird. And actually, I was looking at this, and then if you just read it aloud in your mind. You read central department store. That reads very weird. Mm-hmm. So it's redundant, and when there's redundancy, I always try to let's cut out stuff we don't need. So, do we need to say central department store website redesign? That's like a mouthful. So just being the minimalist, I think I just wanted to say, just have the logo and then say website redesign. I think that's pretty clear. What do you think?
That makes sense. It's like when people say ATM machine.
Right. Pin, you put the PIN number in the ATM machine for the, yeah.
Yeah. And I always love pressing the delete key. That's my favorite key in design.
Yep. And then Ruby gave some feedback. I think the balance in this section, paragraph so she says the same thing. So there's two votes. So I definitely, when I hear something over and over, when I hear something once, I'm like, okay, I'll take that under consideration. If I agree with it, yes, I'll do it. But if I hear something over and over, I think there's a truth to that. And, I'm not, I don't think central logo has this type of style. Just use the central logo. I think this is the
same. Another +1.
+1. Mm-hmm. This is not looking good. So we already fixed that. Great. So let's start. Right. We got some feedback. Let's do this. So first of all, this is too small. Potentially, well, actually, we were gonna change. We were just gonna change the headline.
That's true.
And if we want to be proper about this, we would do it here, which I just actually took the liberty of already doing. So let's do this. Let's update the content. And the known issue we do know is our plugin does not work with locked layers. So it kind of does have problems, so I just want to avoid that and just go and unlock stuff. So we're going to do this, and I'm still not a Windows person here, so I don't know how use shortcut keys here. I'm just going to use refresh content. Boom. And there you go.
Magic.
Yeah, I add sound effects.
I was just talking to somebody today. They were like, "Oh, it's updated in the Google Sheet," and I was like, we could use this plugin.
Oh, this happened again. It just crashed. That I think I didn't lose it. I don't think I accidentally closed the file last time. I think
suspicious.
It just crashed. Like I did not touch anything. It just closed. So I think that's. Something.
It looks.
There's a new update. So.
Do you want? I don't know if we want to do that live though. Do you?
Yeah, I don't know how long that's gonna take. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool.
Everyone else update your app.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why it closed. It just kind of did its thing. So, anyways, so the issue that they had, the designers, was the title was really long, but now the title's not long anymore. So is that even an issue anymore? That the width is such?
Yeah, you don't.
What do you think?
Pagoda roof type thing.
Yeah, which was really weird. And Central needs some breathing room. How do you feel about me putting this Central logo on the same line as website redesign to save some space?
Let's see
Or is
how
that
it
gonna
looks. I think we should always see how it looks before
committing?
discounting or...
Whoops. Okay, this is why I lock layers. So I accidentally move stuff.
Oh, I think you have to make sure you select inside the path because it's, there you go.
All right, and then maybe I want it, so like what is this? Height 63. Okay, that's kind of weird. Is this kind of the same size?
Yeah, I think so. What do we think?
Yeah, it's
Yay or nay? Lock up.
pretty close. I'm hand doing it, which is bad, but I want to group them together.
That is true. Anytime you want precision, that's what that right-hand panel in, I think all the Adobe tools is for mostly.
And then I use that right there, and I'm going to just do that as well. Oh, that's weird.
So Ifananya asks, any resources or books on how to improve in overall UX design? Do you have any that you loved?
An older book, Steve Krug's Don't Make Me Think. I like that.
Oh yes, that's a classic.
That's a classic. It's like a must read for everyone is Don't Make Me Think. What about you? Do you have any good books that you would recommend?
My favorite graphic design book actually is Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud, because it's also a comic book.
Understanding
So it's fun to read.
Comics,
But it
wow.
teaches you everything you need to know about timing, about like making things graphic or more realistic, abstraction, and it's pretty easy to read. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Actually, I have somebody, one of the feedback was show more of the design.
Oh, that's right.
And we could approach it two ways. We could, lengthen this so that it takes up less real estate. And then that way we can bring it up some more. Oh, I cut it off.
Is it just masked or is it?
It's
Okay.
masked. It's the
Oh, you're
mask.
good then. Yeah. Always use non-destructive.
Non-destructive. So this mask group needs to.
There you go.
Oh,
And just
okay.
expand that rectangle.
Is there a lock? Why do I? Oh, it's this. It keeps selecting this. Bad boy.
I think if you just move it down even. There you go.
So now I see more. Oh, why am I doing this? Always use.
Yes, this is what we were just talking about.
I don't practice what I preach. And now I can show more, right? I can show the whole design actually, and
there
it
you
feels. Yeah, how's that feel?
Yeah, so in your head, were you also thinking of other solutions where it's like, oh, maybe we make the section bigger, maybe we make the mock-up smaller? Were you kind of cycling through?
Yeah, so the section being, I kind of like the size of this because it's probably any more than this and it's gonna be going below the fold, maybe, when at a certain screen size. But another option would be putting this to the side and then putting central website redesign kind of,
Oh, yeah, on one of the ends.
on one of the ends. So like we could try it. Let's do it. Let's screw it. Let's do it. As Richard Branson would say.
There we go.
So like.
Is that what he would say?
Well, he has a book. Like I think. So let's do.
Oh, and then in this case, now you probably want 2 lines for central on website.
Now we
redesign,
want
right?
yeah. And then we can move this to the to the left, to the right. Sounds like a song.
I think that is a song.
Yeah. Cool. All right. And then I typically want to, what I like to do, one of the core design principles is alignment, right? So you want to align things so that it visually
Oh, that grid.
That grid. Yeah, it's, and then now I can still keep this as one line. What do you guys think? Or does it look better as 2 lines, do you think?
I think it would take up the space more nicely if it was 2 lines, but I could go either way.
All right.
Yeah, I think people who do not design underestimate how much of design is actually just lining things up for hours.
For hours. Yeah. It's actually, and then I could probably move things up a bit more.
Oh yeah, give a little space there. Your team likes that white space, which is
white
great.
space, yeah. Let's do 40. Why is that a 0.2? It's because I did this.
Oh, so if you right-click also, align to pixel grid, it'll just like move everything for you.
Done.
Which I don't know if you had to do this in Photoshop back in the day, but just like cutting off like half pixels and deleting them with the skeuomorphic age. That's really dating myself, but that was the worst. That was the worst chore of going into your art director's file and deleting all the half pixels.
Oh yeah. We get that too when we inherit design files and people complain and like actually this might we can show the whole thing and that's more interesting. And now I have to realign this. And actually this kind of works better. What do you guys think?
Yeah, what do you all think? Do we prefer the center?
Hi, Kapil. This will go on Behance, so there's no WordPress development required. I do appreciate the offer. Good. That's good BD effort there. I applaud your efforts.
I did read some statistic that WordPress is still, I think, like 40% of the internet or something.
Yeah.
It's like high. It's much higher than I thought it was.
Yeah, it powers 30 to 40% of the entire interwebs.
Yeah.
And I was at a conference where Matt Mullenweg, the founder of WordPress, spoke, and he has so much respect. And another little known fact of WordPress is they're a 100% remote distributed team company.
Oh, that's true.
That's very impressive. 800 people, I believe.
Wow.
I don't know how that works, but I would make central larger or move the image up a bit. Thank you, yes. So now that it's not constrained, before the issue was, there was not enough vertical space, but now that we've done it this way where we see everything, I think there's more room to breathe. So yes,
it's just like goldfish growing into your tank size here.
Right. The more
stretching
room
out.
You have.
Yeah. And Tara has a good point where the readability is better when you do have the left align with the rag than centered.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's probably 20, 12. 12 sounds good to me. I want to save it often.
Yep.
What was the other? Let's see. Feedback. Let's go. Can we show more of the mock?
Done.
Yeah. Resolve. I'm not gonna, until I post the new one, I'm not gonna say resolve. Needs more spacing. Oh yeah, that's that section. So we had, hey Ash, so how would I determine the spacing between these two elements? Is there an easy way to do that?
So I don't know what, on Windows, on Mac it is pressing, if you select Alt and hover over the other one. It might be,
Ooh,
there
41.
You go, 41.
I love it.
So you can just measure all the time.
And I don't like 40, I don't like ones like that, so I'm gonna just make it 40.
There you go. And just a reminder, we are a couple minutes away from Chat and Win.
Alrighty.
Sticker Mule stickers.
Alrighty. So
okay, we're gonna fix the spacing, and it's good to have the consistent. The consistent spacing.
And then we do the what's that? pixel thing.
Oh, right click.
Want to pixel grid.
Yeah, that saves so much time.
And now we're 40 pixels. Done. Then we gotta make it consistent. Consistency is key.
I do think, is that a different font there?
They probably are because I didn't change. They should all be. Thank you. You have an eye. Good eye. It's the Batman font.
There you go.
And the reason we have this problem is because I'm prioritizing content. As we mentioned, we are working on a new version of the Google Sheets plugin, and we're gonna try to figure out how to make this work so that it works with symbols, so that you don't have to choose between do I want to create symbols or do I want to.
Other tip and trick, have you done paste style before?
Oh,
That's always a good one. So you
Good
can
one.
copy the headline and then select all the headlines and just do paste style.
oh, so yes.
Save a little bit of time.
And so how do I paste style, copy style? Like, where's my?
So,
I'm so used to
right
like
click.
Windows from before when there were things on top.
I know, they really
and now
changed
that
it, huh?
like that's changed, and now see this is. I'll tell you why this is a worse design, because so in design there's a principle, right? Like there's what is it, recall, or what's the
It's
other
like muscle memory, right? Yeah.
Recall and recognition. With when the elements were visible, you just have to recognize, which is lower friction. When you have to recall, it has to come from memory. When things are disappeared, it's gone. Now I have to recall it, which is more effort
Yeah, so it's like
than
putting it in the
recognition.
drawer.
Yeah, it hides it into the drawer.
Hiding all your groceries in the drawer of your fridge, and then
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
remember they're there.
Yep. So yeah.
So
Which
yeah.
made it hard for me to, okay, so how do I copy styles? And like, this is only like file. Where's my
So if you copy it and then you right click,
copy?
so just copy the element you want to do, and then if you zoom out and select all your headlines,
Yep. That might be kind of
well,
hard.
just select one. We'll demonstrate that way. Now right click, and you'll see the short key, but paste appearance.
Paste appearance, Control Alt V. Awesome. So I'm gonna do Control Alt V.
There you
Whoa.
Yeah,
Awesome.
but then you have to do the color, so
Right. No problem.
but
That's easy.
very handy. Okay,
Oh, well, that was already done.
we are 15 seconds away from Chat and Win, which
All
is
right,
always a
let's
very
do it.
exciting time.
Yeah.
Can you get the headlines done, or are you erasing the clock?
I think that was most of it. It doesn't keep. Oh no, because I've been doing shift.
There you go.
Wah, wah.
Okay, shall we
All
do
right,
Chat
let's
and
do it.
Win?
Let's
Little
do
video
it.
will
I'm gonna
play,
save.
and then once we come back, Chat and Win. Yeah. Chat and Win. Woo! All right. Again, today, what is at stake? Free Sticker Mule stickers, 100 of them.
100.
Yeah. And I feel like every time we've discussed what we would do with those 100 free stickers.
It's
Yesterday we came up with penguins.
penguins. Yes, impeccable
The
penguins
penguin
in a tuxedo.
mascot.
Yes.
Are you going to get a mascot suit now?
I'll do anything for the company.
Oh,
Well, I'm
see,
pretty
that is
much-
self-sacrificing. That's
I'll do it.
Got to do anything for the hustle. Yeah. Just a few seconds left now. Getting those stickers. I know.
I back in college, so like I volunteered for this organization, this blood draw,
Uh-huh.
blood drive organization, and once a quarter I would have to dress up into a giant blood drop.
I want
It
to
was
see
fun.
pictures of this later.
You know, this was before smartphones with photos and cameras and stuff.
Congrats, Aaron!
Awesome!
Aaron, enjoy
Hey,
your
Aaron,
stickers.
congrats.
Yeah, someone will contact you with info about that. And for everyone else, because Sticker Mule is great and we love stickers, we do have a code for 10 stickers for $1 if you go to this link.
Nice.
So everybody
So,
wins.
Aaron, I want to know what you're going to do with that.
Yes, please tell us. Penguins, obviously.
Penguins. Yeah, you should just do it. Yeah.
Or maybe Peck as a blood drop.
Eh. No, please don't. don't
Okay.
So yeah, I've been pasting styles. It's coming along. Thank you for that pro tip.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
And oh, this is still. So here is 1 of 7. No, that's not very good. Let's do 100.
Make it all even.
Like all even. Should be 100 as well. And this is a 100 as well. Make sure that these guys are 100. No, this is 80. Oh, not consistent. No bueno.
Yeah, this is the phase where it's like you find all the little mistakes.
Yeah, it's like the details.
But they are what make it. So that way when you're scrolling down, you just get that nice clean line.
Totally. Oh, I mean, I guess I started with 100.
There you go.
Cool. So I think that
Yeah, all
did
good
it.
to go.
Yeah, all of them are evenly spaced. That 40 actually.
That does not look like the
Yeah, this does not look
that
like it.
font down there.
Oh, I don't think we did the description font yet.
Okay,
So,
that's a whole new.
All right, let's do this.
Also, if you do one and you save it as a style, you can also do that.
Right.
It's another option. So there's a couple ways to do things depending on how you want to work.
So we'll save it as a style. We'll do it proper.
There you go. Character style.
Shift Control T. Shift Control T. Okay, I'll remember that. This is what happens when you own a business. You do not, you work on the business. You don't work in the business.
How much do you miss day-to-day design?
I miss it a lot. Like this is kind of like a mini vacation for me. Yeah, it's fun to design. Like last time I came here, we worked on the website, and that was really fun. So I miss that. So I really enjoy designing.
Is there anything you do or tips you have on keeping fresh or like keeping up with what's new so you don't get stale?
I mean, I'm always looking on Behance and Dribble, on Instagram. You know, I follow a lot of, yeah, like my Pinterest, Behance, Instagram. Like, I'm always looking at designs and animations and stuff, and I'm always reading up on the latest tech news so that, I learn about new sites and new apps and new products. I overspend on my phone to buy, to optimize for memory. It's because I'm always downloading apps. So like I'm always checking out new products, new apps, kind of in the app store, stuff they feature, so that I can just like see what's going on so I don't lose touch.
Yeah. Any interesting apps lately?
Well, I just downloaded Caviar, which is...
Oh, that's a dangerous path.
Yeah. So that's like a food delivery app.
Yeah.
And we're always like, let's say I'm working for a client, I'm always downloading their competitors' apps.
Right.
Just to see what's going on there, what
Yeah.
I like about it. Hey, Mark. So this is really cool. I've known Mark for many years now, and we've known each other actually through our martial arts background. So he and
Oh.
Mark has been doing Chinese martial arts wushu for a very, very long time. I was like a late bloomer, so by the time I knew of Mark, he had been doing wushu for much longer than me. Hey, Mark. What was the transition like? How long did it take to go from being mostly a designer to mostly being an
Great
administrator? It slowly happened over time. You know, when the business was small, I also had to be involved in the actual work, because you know there's not enough bodies to do the work. And nowadays, you know, and as the company slowly grew, I had less time to design because I had to, you know, as the business grew, I had to see more customers. I had to do, you know, as the business grows, you actually have more responsibilities. So you have, you know, kind of like HR stuff. You have to recruit. You have to market. You have to do administrative stuff. So like it just kind of, you know, you're working on the business. You're not being the individual contributor anymore. Yeah, so it was like a very slow transition. Yeah, and nowadays I almost do no design, but I look at designs. I review designs all the time just to kind of keep, you know, sometimes even though I'm not, you know, kind of skilled in the actual tools anymore. One of the things that's good about being a designer is, you know, your knowledge of design patterns, your knowledge of best practices don't really go away. So like in that sense, you can still be of use to your designers.
Yeah, and that actually ties in. And there was a question earlier that I saw. Somebody had asked if they only know XD. If you were hiring somebody and you saw they only know XD or they only knew one tool or another, what would your advice be there?
I don't think it's the tools, right? Like tools are tools, you know, like think of the analogy as like, hey, I only use this brand of power tools, like double decker. Like, doesn't matter if you're really good at those tools and you know how to fix the problem. You know, if you know how to fix the plumbing issue, kind of using that analogy, it doesn't matter which brand of tool you use. So, you know, it is really like, show me the work, show me what you can do. If you can do that better in, you know, XD versus Photoshop, then do it in, you know, if you're faster and more comfortable in Photoshop. That said, you do have to keep in mind where the industry is going and where the trends are, because you don't want to say, oh, I only work in this and kind of be so inflexible, because you have to work with other people, right? If you're the only designer and you're starting a fresh project, sure, you can dictate the tools. But if you're working with a team and they already have a set process, a set of tools, and you're gonna disrupt everybody, that's also not good. You know, we do, for example, like we're, you know, an Adobe XD company. We work with Adobe XD, but every once in a while we have this really old client where they work, you know, all their designs are still in Photoshop, you know, and it's like, oh, okay. You know, so we kind of work on that. How long did the transition take? So the company is, I mean, it's so gradual, you know, I don't know, Mark. You know, I started as a freelancer solo designer at Impekable, you know, in 2012, and now we are in, 2019? Wow. Time flies. And, you know, now we have designers who are like, I am amazed at our team. Like, let me just show them off, you know. Okay, I digress here. Yeah,
no, tell us all about, I think everyone's very curious.
You know, I'm amazed at what our team can do. You know, so just to kind of date, like I did the design on this old app. Like I was still back in, I don't know, November 2016, actually not too long ago. I was still doing some design. But by that time, I'm not doing a lot of the design, but I'm doing the design here. You know, this is a movie app. This wasn't a client project. This was, you know, this is another career advice, is like, do the work, show off, you know, build a portfolio of the work that you want to do. And at the time, you know, my love of movies and things visual, and you know, like I was interested in, you know, trying to possibly get more work that looked like this, or wanting to do work like this. So we put out, you know, designed some stuff for, you know, as a movie app.
So that's a great way to learn too.
Yeah, it's totally a great way to learn, and it solves the chicken and the egg problem where, you know, people are like, oh, I want to do this, but nobody wants to hire me for this because I don't have the experience. Well, I'll tell you, there's an easy way to solve that, is you just do that. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait for someone to hire you to do that. Nobody hired us to design Impekable. So like, we built not Impekable, Marquee, the movie app. We designed and built the Marquee movie app ourselves. Nobody asked us to do it. And we did it so that we can show that we are capable of doing this stuff. And actually, even though we've invested a lot of our own, Impeccable's own resources, time, and money to build this, it's been a great marketing tool. I can't tell you how many projects we've won because of Marquee. It was even featured on Time Magazine once, as like a, hey, they had a section of like new and noteworthy apps, and that was nice being an honorable mention. But to that point, for career advice, from young designers all the time, is they're like, oh, nobody's hiring me, like chicken and the egg problem. Like, don't wait for permission. Whatever it is you want to work on, just work on it. Make it, just analyze it and study this, and get the experience you want. Yeah.
And then talk a little bit about, especially if you're a young designer, is it, when you're hiring for somebody who's maybe younger, like, do you look for, is it okay to have like one good project? Is it okay to have like some like other little projects? What's like the composition you like to see?
When you're young, you should probably also shoot for breadth, because you should be exploring what you like and learning what you like. As you get progress in your career and you know more of what you like, you kind of focus on that. And actually, this kind of mirrors Impeccable's trajectory. We used to do some consumer apps. There's like this, kind of, was it like a food truck app for a food truck startup? We did this. One of the things we were known for is we did J-Swipe, so like this dating app for, it's basically Jewish Tinder. So we did all these designs, and it was cool. They actually were very successful. They got acquired by Tinder. This is a consumer app. There's movie app, the consumer stuff. And then as we grew, we really matured and really understood who we like working with and who we want to be and what type of work we want to do. So like more of the showcases later, like especially on if you see on Behance, I think we are more, we curate our Behance experience better. It's all enterprises. So like the latest works, like these, this is Adobe work, Adobe and Google, Netgear, Twilio, Apple. Like we want to get more customers like this. So like if a customer, one of our customers, we have this notion of ICP, ideal customer profile, right? So we're not, if a client that we work with, they may not be one of our ICPs, we probably won't showcase that, because we want to attract more like the Apples and the Twilios and the Googles of the world. When they see this, like, oh, okay, we look like this company, therefore we should hire Impekable. So just kind of translate that to your own career. If you want to work on music apps, then your portfolio should be, consumer mobile apps, right? If you want to work on enterprise, your portfolio that you should be showcasing is kind of enterprise software applications.
Yeah, and I do think Sam's tip here is great, where you find artists who maybe even work at the company that you admire, and then their portfolio can be a key into what the company's looking for, what kind of people they hire. So
yeah, and this is thinking about the user experience, right? What is the user experience of the hiring manager, the hiring person, the recruiter? If you want to work, say at, I had a discussion with somebody who was, a new designer, and she wanted some career advice on her portfolio. And I asked her, okay, so what companies do you want to work at? And, she said, oh, well, I really like Tesla. I really like SpaceX. And it's like, okay, those are really awesome, sexy companies, right? Like, I'd love to work for that. And like, well, let's take a look at your portfolio, right? And she had a music app and like some sort of educational stuff app. And I was just like, well, think about the person hiring at Tesla and SpaceX, right? Like, what type of work will you be doing? Will you be doing, a learning app or like, a music app? Probably not likely, right? So you want to, maybe design, for your own portfolio pieces. You should think about like what does a business like SpaceX need? They might need a dashboard to, kind of monitor the launch of, the Falcon Heavy rockets, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like a dashboard that those, space engineers might need. A company like a Tesla might have an in-car experience, so you might want to create, like an experience like this. So we have the same example where we did this. Nobody hired us to do this. We just kind of came up with it so that we could potentially, it's like a center console concept for a car. So like design for the client that you want.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah, well, I'd love to kind of hear your advice and how you think about these things.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would echo exactly what you were saying, where it's like designed for the career you want to have. And I think also when you're starting out, it might feel like you're the only one who's gone through this and everything. But I mean, I hope that, being in the chat, coming to live and everything, you see that a lot of people are also trying to, learn design, get started. There's going to be people who are totally interested in the things you're interested in and nerd out. So a lot of it is finding people. I think throughout my career, I don't know if you've had this experience, doubtless you have, but people are like the cornerstone of the career. So once you start to find the people that you really mesh with, and you are friends with those people for like a decade longer.
Yeah.
They're working at all kinds of companies. People are like suddenly becoming really amazing at some things, or like they'll be interested in motion and suddenly become a motion designer. So I think making friends and like genuinely trying to connect with people, that's like a huge deal.
Yeah, expand your network. People move; they don't stay at a company forever. Keep in touch. As I've gotten older, my colleagues, my friends, are in different stages of their careers, and they sometimes may need app development or UX help at their enterprise and the companies they're running or the companies they work at. So kind of keep in touch with your network, I think, is good career advice. Mm-hmm. And I digress. I was trying to show off all the cool work that our team is doing that I'm just amazed. I can't even do stuff like this. This is like beyond me. For example, like I actually worked on the design of this movie app, and then one of our designers animated the heck out of it. So inside was done using auto animate in XD, and then we, obviously wrapped it in another Adobe tool to kind of.
That's great.
Yeah, like this is so sexy.
Yeah, and this is the reality if you are working on a team. There's that quote, I feel like that's really popular in design right now, where it's a proverb where if you want to go quickly, go alone, but if you want to go together, go as a group.
Yeah, if you want to go far,
yes,
if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Yeah, and so, every designer is going to have something that they're better at.
Yeah.
And something that they have weak points at. And so when you get in a team, it can be really cool to work together and accomplish more.
Like, this is something that I would totally not be capable of. This is just, oh my God, look at this. It's
like,
candy.
Yeah,
and that's actually, that's another thing, Mark, is, at some point, your team, like I might bring, like a decade of design experience, but at some point, you start to hire some really great people who surpass you, or, you've leveled up by bringing on people even better than you, and their amazing work. And so it's now your job to really step aside, because then you're doing nothing but hurting your company. If you're like, like I myself, I don't spend much time designing anymore, so my skills are not that up to date. So having that really strong team is super crucial, and just having the self-awareness to step aside.
Yes, for sure. That can be hard when you're a designer. Some pride there.
Yeah. Well, and also you have to have self-awareness of what you're good at. Like, I'm not good at animation. You know, I recognize that. But I understand, you know, really good UX patterns. I understand onboarding flows. I understand, you know, kind of usability and stuff like that. So there's areas where I can contribute. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. All working together.
Oh, yep.
Okay, what's left on this guy?
What's left? Oh, we're still kind of Gothamizing.
Consistency, yeah.
Gothamizing the design. We're gonna do align to pixel grid, and then we're gonna do Forte. Do you think 40 is good? I don't know. Maybe
Let's zoom. I think 40 is good. You've got to move that guy now, though. This
gonna
little,
move
yeah.
this dude.
I don't know if you all have like speech patterns and stuff that you use when you're talking. I'm always like, oh, this little guy. Like,
Little guy.
Oh, little
Y'all.
shmoo.
Smooth
I
as
feel like
little
every
guy.
team has their own
Smooth as little
lexicon,
guy.
though.
Well, or I can do that. I'm so not used to this trackpad, by the way. I'm still getting used to this machine.
If you're gonna go full Windows, you need to get one of those big mice, the like gamer
They're
mice.
the one,
The one
yeah,
where your hands
yeah.
like sideways and there's like the ball.
Then I gotta, you know, I travel a lot. And it's like one more thing I gotta carry. And I'm like, "Arr, arr." You're making me do work here. So actually, one of the comments was they wanted to see more of the content, right? And the way that I have the content here, so maybe I should free up more of the content here, make it wider, and therefore, once I do that, and then again, align to pixel grid. Why isn't there no shortcut key for that?
Because hopefully you don't have to do it that often. Hopefully everything just lines up nicely to pixels.
And then now I can move these bad boys up. Yeah, speaking of language, bad boys. So I can show more of this. Yes.
And that's a great example of applying feedback from elsewhere and being like, oh, okay, that also applies here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okie doke. I think these are all 40. I think we fixed all that.
Mm-hmm.
This was, I think, one of the feedback was needs more spacing. Handle that. More spacing. Handle that. Yep. Paragraph just ends abruptly. I think I fixed that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I needed so I lengthened the.
Okay, great.
So handled that. I think the balance in this section with I think we totally handled that.
Yeah, it's a whole new
Central logo. So yeah. Number 8. Oh, we got more feedback. This just happened.
Oh.
This screenshot can be multi-screen or change the perspective of a showcase for, make it more interesting. Yeah, we talked about the problem. I think it was hard for me to find an old screen. That was a challenge. I think I'll work on that, an old screen to put it underneath there. So that's like a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers can be bolder, stronger, or change the color. Yeah, this is the stats she was talking about. Yes, I think we need to make that more stand out more stand out.
Well, I saw you did a little bit of...
So I made it a little more interesting. What do you think about icons and their positioning? Where should I be putting these icons?
So how did you decide on putting them underneath?
Great question. I wanted, visual proximity between numbers and text.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also wanted visual proximity between the text and the object it was describing.
Gotcha.
But would you rather see the icon above?
Well, I think this is a question of what you've seen pattern-wise, too. Yeah, because I feel like it's definitely more common to see the icon
above.
I
agree. I agree. And then we wanted
Optimize
bold.
that.
I wanted bold. Should we make it red?
Let's try it.
Central red. Oh yeah, it stands
There you
out. So it totally catches your eye now. It's like 250 screens, 200. Actually, I don't have the right stat here. 215 mobile web. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, this was a beast of a project.
Design systems, man.
Yeah, and then there was some email comments as well. So I just copy and paste that. Overall, nice job trying to design XD on Windows. Yes, that was a very brave choice. Risky. There's a gap between header and the first image, which I think we handled. So central logo constrained. Yes, the shadow and the problem looks a bit strange. Yeah, I think maybe the image choice, this made it look weird.
Oh, yes.
They didn't like that, so that was feedback. I mean, how do you feel about that?
It is a little bit distracting. I think now that you can't see the whole bag.
Is the bag even serving a purpose?
Yeah, so maybe this just becomes a texture background.
Alrighty, we can
try it.
We can accommodate. Actually, when you see it like this, does that?
Let's see.
How do you like that?
Because I think if you're also adding another element in there, that might be a lot of things.
Okay, let's
try.
Texture it.
I might clean it
And then they have this. Ugh.
Really, I just want to make the Adobe logo huge. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Designed with, and actually, I mean, we don't feature that anywhere, but we really should be, saying that designed with Adobe XD, the solution, we would feature that. Okay, cool. What is? So we'll futz with that. I don't want to waste time here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put a pin in that.
Yeah. Mobile web would be nice to see screens in mobile web mockups.
That is a good question. There is consistency where some are in devices and some are not.
Yeah, my thought is then I agree, but then things would be even. I'm trying to show 3 screens, and then if the mobile mockups take up real estate, right? They add pixels. They probably are going to add 20 pixels on each side at the very minimum. Now we're talking 60 pixels. I'm reducing the size of this. I really want to focus on the content, so I'll take that under advisement.
That's one where we'll think about that one.
Yeah. Stats is pretty bare bones. Visual things like adding images. So I agree, which we did. That was always the plan. And we were gonna try
moving these icons.
Moving these up.
Is this like the most intense hovering art directing right now? You have me. You have a lot of friends in chat.
Love it. Like I got a bunch of backseat drivers here. Like I've been basically. Oh, what happened? Oh no. Yeah. It's like sometimes when you, it's like sometimes as an agency or as a service provider, when you have the client hovering behind you, what I say is, oh, I've become like this voice to Photoshop interface.
I always say playing pencil.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I draw. You tell me what to do.
You drive.
Yeah, sometimes it's the only way though. It cuts a lot of back and forth. Just a reminder, half an hour till portfolio submissions are due. Just very exciting. You'll go deep in on 2 portfolios. So
Nice.
get those in.
Only 2?
Well, we're going to go really intensely.
Oh,
so
awesome. Good.
Every pixel. You're just
Every
kidding. We'll be
pixel.
gentle.
Yeah, I mean, does this look better?
Yeah, the thing that's interesting about this is with the icons on top, it kind of gives you an anchor, so you know what you're going to be looking at below. So you're like, oh, desktop, computer. It's like, oh, okay. So it actually shortens reading time.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, you don't have to even read.
Yeah, so even if somebody just kind of is like busy and glancing over, they kind of get the
I love it.
Get the picture.
I like your reasoning. I struggled with the components image or icon, but
puzzle piece is good. Maybe like Lego brick.
Lego bricks. I didn't want to. Lego's weird.
They're very bad when you step on them. So
Yeah.
I get the.
But you get the puzzle pieces.
Prejudice against them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool. Oh, I think that looks better. I agree. Yep. So I think we handled that.
Oh,
Great
I see
job.
a pun.
Yeah,
Great.
respect. See, my team just.
Is that just
They
like
get
a
it.
line item when you're hiring?
Yeah,
You're like,
you
did not
gotta
make
do
puns.
Yeah,
during the
no
interview.
puns. No sense of humor. This person's dry. Not a good culture fit. I think the results section should definitely have more content, at least be showcased more. Right now, it looks like an afterthought to the other sections. I also think the orientation of the screens should be flipped, so the bottoms of the screenshots aim both left. Do you know what that means?
So it's the results section, aiming left. Oh, so I think taking this and twisting it this way, because right now I can see where the composition of it, you're kind of, the result in your eye kind of just like flies off the page. And so if you twist it, your eye will bounce back instead.
So like, but then now that looks weird.
Oh,
from the
no.
perspective.
Keep going. I mean, yeah, I don't know how you're gonna.
Because the perspective
Yeah,
kind of goes
but
that
having
way.
the
So
bottom line.
What if we did it that way?
Yeah, I think that's a good, if you don't want to
Okay.
change the image.
I'm too lazy. This is taking way too much time already.
What do we say? Do as we say, not as we do. But also, you're live, so.
Yeah, I don't want to, this can't take forever.
Oh, so Kevin asks, do you have any tips to not come off as dry to coworkers and have a better company culture?
Well, you have to read the culture too of the company. If the culture is a little uptight, you have to adapt. You have to be adaptable. I think in order to be successful. I mean, it's one thing to work at a company and then you just adapt to that one culture. I think at being client facing, very service oriented, you kind of have to be adaptable to that culture. We'll go to some clients where it's interesting now that we're working globally and stuff. I dress kind of very Silicon Valley, quote unquote, and this is how people dress here. I go to clients, I don't feel underdressed or overdressed. Sometimes I feel overdressed. Like some clients, they're literally in t-shirt, jeans, and flip-flops. And so like now I'm overdressed. So like if I only have to see them, I might kind of match them a bit more. And then I'm dealing with, Asian clients where everybody's got a jacket, and they've got slacks. They don't wear jeans to work. And then I'm feeling, oh man, I feel like.
Gonna break out that suit.
Yeah. So you have to kind of match the tone.
Yeah, and I think there is something to be said of part of your job as a designer is helping your clients feel comfortable and,
Yeah.
it's a good part of culture too.
Yeah.
It makes good design.
Yeah, and you're mirroring, right? Like, so you want to make them feel like you said, comfortable.
Yeah. And that's where I think good culture comes from, right? Where everyone's kind of comfortable being themselves and can get down to the work, isn't distracted or nervous. So
Yeah, and that's part of why I think I like the culture in the Bay Area is, people, it's not what you dress or, although there seems to be a lot of Patagucci's here. Have you heard of that term?
No.
But yeah, I can go on a rant, but I don't want to.
No.
Yeah, I think people really value just more in general here is like what the work and what you bring to the table and your abilities, and I like that.
Okay.
Does this look okay to you?
It's so small.
Huh?
It's small.
It's small. S-O-S-M-O-L.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's small.
Maybe cutting it off and then having it
Bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Perhaps.
that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm okay cutting that off.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right, let's burn
Let's
down
do
this
this.
feedback list.
Let's do it. But then now this is like way too high, so
Yeah.
I want to center that a bit. So I'm gonna group. No, I don't want to group that because that breaks the content tool. Cool. I think that looks better.
Let's see what else we have here.
So instead of gray background for results, how about navy blue from the bottom screen? Navy blue. Oh, like the clutch navy blue? Interesting. Interesting. Oops. What did I do? What do you think of that?
Let's try it. I'll make sure you click into that group, I think.
Crap. I'm just gonna add that to as a color.
Yeah, it's a little easier.
There you go.
Okay. I can see it being a little more intentional. I do like a gray, but this does feel... Especially you have this green up here, so it's kind of in the same family. Nice warm colors.
Nice. Yeah, and then you got this blue. I'm okay with that. Yeah, you got like this like brown. Yeah, it works. I have to admit, I'm really not good with colors. I am good, like my specialty is design patterns, more kind of like UX and how things flow. Typography and color are not my strong points.
How long did it take you to figure out where you were like, oh, okay, I kind of specialize in these things?
I think people, that's like self-awareness too, and also what you enjoy. I can respect, like, I admire people who are great at typography, like just seeing this whole movement of lettering, and I follow a bunch of letterers on Instagram, and like Kim Vu, who went before us.
Oh yeah, she's
it's
great.
just amazing. I just kind of just admire from afar, but I know that that's not what I can do.
Yeah, that's what's fun as you get older.
Yeah,
more
yeah.
seasoned in your career.
Just like I admire from afar, like some of the amazing animations, our designers work on. It's just like, wow, that's not me at all, but it's really cool. Okay, check out these animated loaders. Okay, we can add some animation. So yeah, somebody on our team sent me so shout out to this great portfolio from Zeta Bank, this dashboard. I like
Very
this case
clearly
study.
outlined,
Problem, same thing. Who's the customer? Here's the problem. Here's the outcome. Here's some stats.
Statistics.
I like the...
Yeah.
Like, look at this, 900 components. 970. How many days?
Oh, the one that, yeah.
Yeah, this is... Here's the slightly annoying part. It's like, I have to...
Gotta
actually,
wait.
you gotta wait. So this makes me
Yeah.
work. I actually don't like that. Because I want to just quickly scan.
Okay, this is nice. Process.
Design process,
Yeah.
discovery, competitive research, user flows,
Yeah.
wireframing, testing. I love it. We
nice
don't
case
talk
study.
about this, but yeah, I mean, this is all good UX work that we do.
It's nice having the animations.
I love, yeah. This is, I mean, they're you know, we didn't have like all this cool stuff going on when we did that work. That would be cool. Design
this is
system.
great. This is great for the design nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is more for definitely the design nerds here.
Yeah.
I love this. This is a great case study.
This is a great
I love
case study.
that there's animations because it's not making me do work. It's just they're doing the thinking for me.
Just sit back and watch.
I just sit back and
be
be
guided.
this passive recipient of information. Yeah. This is a really good portfolio.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and
This
it
is
keeps
nice.
going and going.
Yeah, it's very, very
And
robust.
the mobile app, amazing. And it even get credits
nice,
and
yeah.
a strong call to action. See? Love
Yep.
it. This is great. All right. Enough pimping some other agency. All right.
That's great.
Um,
And
okay, so animations, this is a static design. I mean, we could totally animate all this
now
stuff
the
as
next
well.
phase is chatting with your other designers
Yeah, so-
for help.
So we will update, right? And hit that and make sure that all the stuff is updated. Boom. And we will hit the refresh.
Nice. While that's loading, you have a question from Nacho about working in the US versus Thailand.
Hi, Pek. I asked this yesterday. U.S. versus Thailand. So Thailand, fits under that kind of Asian culture of deferring to kind of your superiors. There's like very strong hierarchical, like people will kind of often defer to their superiors. I think in the U.S. there's more of a the word's not equal, but kind of flat kind of relationship where it's okay to not argue, but question, and it's fine. Whereas, maybe in Asian cultures, that's kind of poo-pooed on. You shouldn't be questioning your elders. So there's some of that. So there's a reluctance to raise stuff. Also, we find that Asian culture, like in the U.S., like we have clients, we're totally, like the U.S. has, for the most part, are totally comfortable with a remote culture. Like we have clients where they're in different cities, and we just interact with them mostly via, Google Hangout and Zoom, and that's totally fine. In Asian cultures, we find that they still prefer very much, still very much a face-to-face relationship. So like some of the clients that we have, we have Thai designers and Thai engineers, and we go to their offices very often to meet in person, because it's still a very high-touch, hands-on meet and greet culture.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then working with Thai as a language versus English, are there any notable differences there when you're designing?
Oh yeah, I mean, let's do a comparison. Let's do this. Man, Central is getting so much value out of this.
Yeah, that's
in
great.
terms of promotion here. If you've never heard of Central before, you have now. Go ahead and buy something there. Here, I'll send you my affiliate link. Just kidding. There's no affiliate link. So Thai has an alphabet, so it's not a symbol language. So if you learn the alphabet, you can learn the language. And like Chinese and some other languages, there are tones. So there's a lot of tonals. And here you can compare. It's funny, the word brand is actually the word brand in Thai. It's just, there's no word. I guess they didn't use the Thai word for brand. They just said it's literally phonetically brand.
You find that a lot in Chinese too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like kids. Like you can see the word for kids.
Whoa.
Well, it's longer. Well, it says kids and toys for whatever
okay.
reason. So it's not just kids.
So you're definitely, there's a lot of care taken into translating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the word tech is actually spelled out. Phonetically it reads technology.
Ah, okay.
So yeah. And then sale, this says promotion in Thai.
Nice.
And actually it's phonetically promotion, which again, that's interesting. But more wordy, as you can see, right? Like this is 4 letters, sale, and then this is like promotion, pretty long. So in general, things are just kind of wordier and longer. So again, it's interesting design problems, right? Like when you start when you start doing, global or international or multilingual sites, you run into this problem.
Yeah, and then that plugin we were looking at yesterday, World Ready.
World Ready. So we used
Yeah.
World. In fact, we're using World Ready right now for designing an app that has to be localized to German, French, Spanish. And that's you can find it right here. I'm so not used to this.
It's different.
So World Ready. So let me
maybe
kind
we
of show
can-
you. I'm just gonna save before I do something drastic. That way I can easy undo. All right, let's World Ready this. I'm ready for this. So highlight text boxes. So
Okay, so that'll just show you which ones are too short.
got it.
Now that
Or
I'm seeing the screen
translate.
for like the third time, I'm like, oh, okay. And then this is just duplicates the artboard in another language.
Got it.
Okay, so this left one is more like an accessibility mode, and then this right one is just a produce a rough copy.
Okay. German is fun. Let's do German.
German's always the one. Okay, so we got a lot of red.
So this would not work in German.
Luckily, these are all.
It didn't translate, right?
No, it's on top, I think, though, in like very low opacity.
Oh, I see.
So I think it just like puts it on top.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
I
I see.
see.
Very cool.
Oh,
Yep.
it's all a group, so you can just move the group to the left too.
Ah.
You can look at it all together.
Oh, that's neat.
Very handy plugin.
So let's make it. And then can I just, oops. This is what undo is for. Andouille sausage.
This is when you are.
Ooh, I just came up with a pun.
working on-
Andouille sausage. That's a t-shirt right now.
There we go.
Just,
There we
das
go.
problem. This is awesome. Yeah, it totally works, right? This is how you do it. Cool. And it highlights all the fields. See, this is not as relevant because this is a content site, but if you were working, for example, the good use case here, well, one, translating, right? If you need it, you get this content, you create a prototype, and what we do is we send it to native speakers. We can find these services online where people will do stuff, things like Fiverr and stuff like that. You can engage people, like find a German person, just go through the content, hey, and you share the feedback, you share the prototype in the Adobe XD, have them kind of the feedback of, is this read funny to you, or what's, or should it be something else? So that's kind of what we do.
Definitely get a pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because Google Translate, these all translate things can take you like a rough idea, but then you get some weird translations, and I feel like then the people who speak the language laugh at you.
Exactly. You don't want that. You don't want to come off like, you just hit Google Translate and you just didn't think about it beyond that.
Yeah.
So the question is, do you think you should address the international problem in your case study? Actually, that's a great idea. That's a section that we should probably highlight. That's a really good call. I will make a note of that, and say, we should, we adjusted our design to make it sure that it fits, in Thai, and that's total value that we provided, especially on especially mobile web. That was like a
for sure.
constraint. So case study section,
Get out of your way.
translation. That's a great suggestion. People appreciate, like the depth of the work you went into. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome possum, as I say.
Is that one of the Impekable studio sayings?
No,
Or just
I
a
don't know.
peck?
That's just a peck.
Peckism.
Peckism. But andouille sausage. That's like a new
sausage. That I have not heard that one before.
one. I think that was mostly it. We saw the like, hey, do the animate thing, which I was like, I actually don't like the animate thing because it made me wait. It's like I couldn't just see the stat.
Yeah.
It made me wait. So don't make me work is a saying. Don't make me work. Do the work for me. All right. So do we? Yeah. It updated. This looks pretty legit. Yeah. What do you think about should the badges be down here or should be above?
I do wonder if it splits the work with us. So I think they might be in the right place. Unless you're gonna put them all the way above work with us. You know what I mean? So
Right,
it's
right.
Boop, 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 and
Above
then work with us.
Work
below.
with us. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah. Let's try it.
Is that
Maybe.
Does that work better? It's like, oh, it's all these things. That's why you should also work with us.
It is, again, with the thumbnail theory here, where you're like, oh, awards, work with us.
Work with us, exactly. Whoa. It's not,
Somebody's not centered in there.
I'm not centered. Whoa, arg. So you should also use the tool,
distribute.
the distribute tool. So distribute the spacing. Boom, boom, boom. Oh,
This one you might have to do visually because of the ribbons.
the ribbons throws things off. That's why. I hate having to do things visually.
Sometimes you gotta do.
You gotta do it. And that's why it didn't feel centered because yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
does make
annoying.
sense to have the two clutched together, but if you had the circle one in the middle, then
That
it would
might be better.
symmetrical.
I like that feedback as well. 234. So we're just gonna switch bases. Okay.
There you go. And then Mark has a question. Do you find it valuable to show the before images so you can see how much you improved the designs?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I totally, yeah. Sometimes they don't want to. Clients often are like, oh, I don't approve that. They like,
Hide it
no,
away
They
forever.
hide it. They try to sweep it under the table. Like, oh no, it's always
We've
been
always
great.
been cool, yeah.
Yeah. So like sometimes that's not kosher with them.
Yeah, it always is good to respect the client relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we will post this was the goal, is for me to, Pek disappearing from the company for 3 days was like he had to accomplish something. So yes,
We did brainstorm a new sticker, though.
Yes.
on top
So
of
yes, this will be on Behance.
Yeah, so with 5 minutes until portfolio reviews, do you have any last tips? Quick tips.
Any questions before? I'm
Yeah.
happy to answer any questions. So, anything you're curious of. I'm mostly satisfied with this. This was great. I thank you guys for really helping me get the feedback I needed to do my job here.
Yeah, it's looking great, so.
Oh, I do want to point out, you guys should totally, Adobe wrote a great blog post on data-driven experiences. And how do we post this to the chat? This is gonna be very meta, so do I go to Behance Live and then see myself talking to myself?
Oh no, are we gonna get some cool vaporwave?
All right, let's do this.
Some.
Yeah, so here's a resource.
There you go.
All right, this is very meta. Look, there's me. This is cool. But Adobe created a great blog post on creating data-driven experiences featuring yours truly's Google Sheets plugin. And really, and we showcased one of our customers where we use their real data to inform the design so that it would look and feel realistic. And then even talks about Central and the Thai and English version.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Anything differently in here? Have you read any other good articles lately?
On design, or this is it.
This is the one.
This is
No
the
other
one that
articles.
That stood out. I read a lot of not just design stuff though. So I read a lot of tech, software and engineering stuff. So like I try to be well-rounded in terms of kind of my education. And then I read a lot about startups, and I read a lot about SaaS, software as a service companies, because we work with a lot of SaaS companies and we are trying to build our own SaaS products and stuff like that. So I read a lot about that. Are you going to be uploading this Behance template? Yeah, I have this generic template that I created, which was that blank template, just sort of a starter pack. That was just like grayscale and all that stuff. Yeah, I'll upload that. I'll just make it available so that you guys can have a template, and then I'll also make kind of like this format available so that you can just use it with your own Google Sheets plugin. And yeah, let's do it. Thank you for asking. That'll be a to-do for me.
You can put that in your. So do you usually use Notepad for
items? No, again, this is new for me, like Windows. So I'm trying to okay. To-do items. No, I like Google Tasks in my calendar.
Okay.
Have you been using that?
No,
have you played
I have
with
not tried that.
So like in your computer here, if you click on that, you now have tasks, and you can just create tasks. It's right there.
In a sidebar. Okay.
Yeah, and it's in Google Calendar, it's in Google Sheets, it's in everything. It's just that always there, so I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
So yeah, it's like right here. Duh, why didn't I just do that? It's noob. Yeah, so right there.
It's handy. Yeah, I just have a paper doc with like 200 things. Oh man, that countdown. 15 seconds left. Thank you all to everyone.
Yes, so great suggestion, Erin. Thank you. And also, yeah, feel free to, I'll post links so that you guys can reach out to me more easily. If you want to connect with me, I am very accessible. What am I posting? So yeah, you should definitely follow us. And I'm on the Twitter. Twitter.
Yep. All right. So as you're posting those links, it is portfolio review time. Thank you everyone who submitted. We're gonna head to the space station, I'm told, and there's going to be a little intro. apparently we are now in space.
We're in space.
I was just saying this is a great size space helmet for my large head, and my glasses still fit, so
That's awesome.
I can still see in space. All right, well, we have our 2 portfolios that we're going to be reviewing in depth today. Are you excited?
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, are we looking at Mark's?
Yeah. First one is Mark, who's been very active in the chat today.
Oh boy.
Okay, so we have 3 projects here. Oh, Honolulu.
I know, he's
The good
living
life.
the life.
That is the good life.
Yeah,
Look afraid to turn.
yeah.
Okay.
He's like, no neck.
So first project we have is for a community college. Okay, awesome.
Well, before that, let's go back to his Behance profile page.
Okay.
So one piece of feedback I have is, so Mark, it just says you're a UI designer. I'd like more, right? I'd like more information. What do you specialize in? You know, like, is it mobile apps? You know, what industry, what vertical? How many years of experience? Can you name drop some brands? Like right now, it's hard, you know, like it doesn't stand out to me, right? So I think, you know, kind of if you take it to, for example, Impekable, we try to like name drop some clients. We also leave an email so that, you know, we're removing the friction on how you get to work with, you know, like, so help me make it easy for me to work with Mark. So, you know, leave contact details. You know, tell me a bit more about yourself other than you're a UI designer, because I'm on Behance. You're competing with everybody on Behance as a UI designer. So you got to tell me more. So that's one thing.
Good tip. It's a good place to show off some personality as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, first project. Project description here.
I like that. While working at
software used, which you were just talking about.
Yeah, University of Hawaii System, Adobe XD, PhoneGap, Spectre. Okay, very cool. Splash screens. Holy cow.
Okay.
Several iterations.
Nice
Yep.
system.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. It shows the system, which is great.
Yeah. I
And
like
the
it.
opportunity to show that is amazing. So let's see, home screen.
It's designed to include visual cues for each area of the mobile application.
And again, with the system, I think that's always good to show. Schedule.
I really like that you know, it's very easy and I would say lazy to kind of just, hey, make everything straight. And I think you're trying to add some personality to the application, you know, by adding this curves, you know, and that conjures, you know, kind of maybe some feeling around Hawaii and, you know, waves or stuff. And actually maybe even doing it like where it's not just a hill, but more like a curve, like a wave. I don't know, that could be something. But no, I like that you've done it that way.
Nice showing off screens, glass screens. So this was a big project. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe telling up front, I think in the beginning, the scope of the project would be, in a clear way, would be really interesting, because there is a lot of work here.
Yeah.
Which I think is an important part of the story to tell. Other screens. Ah, yes, these are all the, like...
the other screens, yeah.
End.
Yeah.
Yes. Which are very important to the design process. Okay. Also hand coding.
PhoneGap.
That's impressive and could be clear, I think, in the front, where not only PhoneGap, meaning you like used it a little, but like that you coded this too. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think one thing, again, is like when you're looking to tell people this, you know, giving them a sense of timeline as well is helpful. You know, like that's one of the, you know, whenever I talk to people about, okay, you know, this looks great. How long did it take you to do it? You know, or this looks, or something could look horrible too, and oh, I had a week to do it. Okay, so that's like frames my,
yeah,
know,
like this is a hack project versus like a fully fleshed out.
Yeah, exactly.
client
So
site.
that helps me kind of frame it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's totally helpful. But yeah, I think my big suggestion again is just having the breadth of this captured maybe a little bit up front as well. There's an opportunity here to show just how much work you did before you even start scrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end, I always try to have like a call to action to work with
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, down here.
Yeah. Yeah. Like in that area. Yeah.
Yep.
I always try to like, because that's like the next logical step.
Yeah, that would be a great thing to add for sure.
It's like, hey, are you a community college? Contact me and I can do the same for you.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, project 2.
So is this like the Mark Moran show? Are we reviewing all of his portfolio?
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh, awesome. Cool.
Okay, again, using the same format, so that's good. So you have some consistency through case studies. All right, again, software
brainstorming.
used.
Very
Brainstorming
cool.
Post-its,
Personas, yeah.
So many Post-its.
Style
in
guide.
this. Okay. So, okay, yep, created the style guide. That's great. This is like a huge value add to so many companies. Even just having that where it's like
Yeah.
everyone use the same typeface. Thank you. Okay, this is cool. So you're showing a lot of the process here. Is the wireframing. Seems like a very in-depth wireframe. Nice. Function diagrams. Diagrams like this provide understanding. Okay. This is for the developers, so just kind of showing that you can work with developers, which is usually good to know.
Great. Yeah, so stuff like this is great content, just for the other people in the audience is, oftentimes the how it works is not clear. And this is part of like producing assets like this is part of the process. What we also encourage, our team members to do is, the designers shouldn't just throw the designs over the wall and, but present their work to the developers. That way there's a Q&A session and they can answer that. It's like, oh, how is this going to work? Or how's that going to work? And yeah.
Definitely a back and forth process.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have questions, ideas. Okay, and then high fidelity. Okay, so this is cool. You have this whole story from Post-it all the way down to,
Yeah.
which is always good. It's very fulfilling when you get to the bottom. You're like, yes, I see the
I see
whole
the
thing.
finished product.
Yep.
No, I love it.
Yep.
Great. Let's scroll back up. And let's see.
You want to stop?
Like that. I probably would have started too with a finished product though, because I want to capture the attention right away. That's just me personally, right? Like my fear is like Post-it notes is not gonna attract people to scroll down more. So I almost want to give them, just like the trailer, think of it as the trailer of the stuff. So, how movies show some of the cool parts of the movies so that hopefully you go to the movies, to that movie. So in the same way, I want to show just enough interesting stuff above the fold to convince the audience to scroll more and read more of the case study.
Yeah, and I think that is the theme here. It's like that top section should be the trailer, as you're saying.
Yeah.
It's great advice. Okie dokie. Immerse. Again. Okay. Same format.
Well, Mark, you're connected to me. We can talk offline about this. It's totally cool. Cool.
Awesome. Home screens. So, okay. Do you get an idea of a little bit of like the motion here?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you can use animated GIFs, you can use video. I highly encourage you guys to think about that. In our, for example, like Google Sheets plugin and some other Behance case studies, we do use videos and animation very liberally. For the purposes of my case study, I'm not an animation guy, like self-professed. So, like if we wanted to add animation to our case study for Central, one of our designers would probably work on that.
Library screens. So good, showing off the app.
Also, another note, if at all possible, if you can get a testimonial from the customer, absolutely use that. You know, it's like the Yelp review 2-liner, double quotes, right? Like, it's one thing to do the project. It's quite another to have the university, I don't know, the head of the community college say, oh, this project was a huge success, or whatever stats you can get, or whatever testimonial you can get. I would highly, see if you can get that.
Yeah, that's always really great. Humanizing thing along with stats. Yep. Cool. Okay, and red line again, showing working with developers. Showing I, Mark, am a team player. I will notate your screens. That's good. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. That's the portfolio. Any last words of wisdom for Mark?
No, this is really good. This is really meaty. I love that you showed, all these things. It gives me a sense of the breadth you do and like how detail oriented you are. I like that you have some documentation to communicate with developers on how you work. I have a sense of what you do. You work with PhoneGap. You're very multifaceted. You do the design. You do the wireframing. And you do the coding yourself. You're basically a one-man shop. So I would say you're more than a UI designer. You think, I think in some people's mind when you say you're a UI designer, you prettify the pixels, right? But you're a UI designer. You're a UX designer. You do some front end and mobile development. Like you're selling yourself short. You should just brand yourself the unicorn over here.
Well, the other thing too that I've done before, which has been helpful for writing bios, because sometimes it is really uncomfortable to write about yourself, so you just want to be like, I'm a designer bio, is to get a couple of your friends together and all write bios for each other, and then you can see like how other people who know you really well see you and then
perceive
like
you,
use their language. And that's like a little favor you all can do over drinks or something.
And I ask that all the time of people is like, so what is Impekable to you? Like what is your perception of Impekable? It's funny because a lot of people still think of Impekable as only a design agency because our design is so strong. But the truth of it is, 3/4 of our work is software engineering these days. But it's funny how people perceive. It's interesting what people perceive you. And so to that point, I think you should definitely up your bio. Your one-liner doesn't do you justice, Mark. So don't be. It's not bragging. It's really you want to give people an accurate view of what they can do. And really, it sounds like to me they can stop with Mark and get the whole thing done. And that's quite valuable.
That is. Well, thank you, Mark, for sharing. I know it takes a lot of courage to publicly show your portfolio to everyone on live television. So
yeah,
good job.
Very awesome. And it's kind of funny because I know Mark, so this is kind of weird and fun and cool.
That's awesome. Okay, thanks, Mark. Let's move.
Oh, and he framed it. He put this together in 3 days, so this is even more awesome.
Yeah,
because it took me 3 days just to do one case study. Like I am the worst, so I should be ashamed. But this is really good job for 3 days. This is amazing.
Very awesome. Okay, let's check out what's going on with Martina.
All right, hey Martina.
From Bulgaria. Amazing. Thank you for submitting. All right, about me, junior web designer, deeply interested in UI, UX design, having a good command of different graphic design software as well as prototyping tools. Great.
Awesome.
Lots of skills.
And lots of skills and lots of things. And I love the cover of each because it tells me a little bit about it. Mm-hmm. Some portfolios, they just show a screen, but it doesn't tell me anything. Like, I love that these thumbnails say, oh, this is a dating app, this is a family tracker. There's personal branding, there's website redesign, there's like lettering, there's, there's like some illustrations. So like, okay, this person is multifaceted.
Yeah, you get a sense for all the things that you can do.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I like it.
What do you want to look at first? We have a bunch of projects here.
Let's take a look at the dating app because we have a history of dating apps.
Yeah, you'll have lots of feedback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, find your perfect
perfect
match.
match.
See detailed user info and decide how to swipe. See who likes you and start chatting right away.
Okay.
Cool, and I like that it's like, oh, it's material design. Okay. Okay, let's keep scrolling.
Keep going. Yep.
Colors,
Okay,
typography.
Showing off that system.
I'd like to start with like, you know, if this was an actual client project, I'd love to start with like, what did they hire you for?
Goals.
You know,
yeah.
like overview, right? Give me an overview of this. I think you drove right into the meat. So like, give me a high level view of what you worked on. It sounds like you worked on typography, you worked on the visuals, you worked on the sitemap or information architecture. Like, I'd like to get a sense of that. You know, like the problem, right? Like, was this a redesign? Was this a completely new application? I'd like to kind of get a sense of that.
Yeah, and it is an opportunity to say what makes this app different and how you designed it differently, which can be
Yeah.
a major differentiator when people are looking at your portfolio. So this is great, though. It's like you were looking at this from like a very high level, which is awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Then the process going into wireframes. It's great. Wow, there's a lot of screens. Yeah, this is very in-depth where...
This is good
yeah.
stuff. You should,
Activation codes.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is good.
Wow. That's a lot of frames.
Yeah.
You worked hard on this project. It's great.
Yeah. Love it. Onboarding.
Yep.
I love the
I
phone
am
mock-ups.
also a nerd for onboarding, so.
Yes, onboarding is awesome.
Okay, so start now. What do you like to do? Filters. Sign and register. Good. Different states. Start connecting with people.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
I
so
love
what happens once you
animations because
match?
I'm lazy.
Yep.
So this is
We
great.
just sit back
Yeah.
and float in our spacesuits.
It's awesome.
Great. Okay. Text messages.
Nice.
Okay. Nice.
Edit your profile. Yeah,
Yeah, this is very
design
in-depth,
everything.
which
Yeah,
is
this is
awesome.
great, and I love how you laid it all out. It's very visually pleasing.
Yeah, especially as you're going down the page, it kind of changes a little bit. It still feels part of the same system, so it
Yeah.
keeps your interest.
Message credits.
Wow, this is very in-depth.
Yeah. And this is why I like Behance too, is, you know, you can, compared to, you know, like other portfolio showcasing, like I can really showcase the process here.
Oh, yeah.
And that's precisely the same reason why we use Behance. Oh, and I love it. It's available.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, having this information up front too is awesome
Yeah.
to say like this is a real app. I mean, you get the idea as you keep scrolling, but
Yeah.
it is really impressive to say like, no,
Yeah.
this is like real. You can go play with it. And I always think when I see a designer say like, no, go play with the live version, that to me is always like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
you stand
that's
by the work, you worked with the company, so
Exactly.
that's always huge.
And scroll down. So again, I'm gonna echo what I'm gonna repeat. This is like, I love it. I love your work. I want to hire you. You're making me work right now. What's your email? How do I get in touch with you? Now I gotta close this, go back to that, follow you, message you, and then pray that you check this, you know, Behance, because a lot of people are not that active on Behance. So, you know, like, don't make it hard for people to find you and hire you
Yeah.
if the goal of this is to get more work.
The other thing too, it is very possible somebody might just link you to this page and not go to you through your profile first. So
Exactly.
always look for that case.
So always make it easy to get in touch with people, or for people to get in touch with you.
okay.
Awesome.
What other?
That was really good.
What other one would you like to look at?
Well, we just looked at an app, so let's look at.
I'm kind of feeling Depeche Mode.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. Depeche Mode. Also, should I
Website
be
concept.
like is full screening these? Oh gosh, no. I didn't do anything. Pretend
See,
I don't.
yeah, I love this overview.
Yeah.
This project is created for a university design
Great.
course.
Great context.
Task was to design the website for our favorite music band or singer. Great. Typography,
Great.
wireframes.
All right. Okay. Good. Showing off
Alrighty.
the process. When you do these wireframe pages too, what I
Say
personally
doo-doo, haha.
do. Is that a pun? I don't think so.
It's just like my fifth grader humor.
I like to see wireframes that you actually like didn't go with. So there's some cases where you say like, oh, these are 3 possible directions we looked at for like a context page, but we chose this one for this reason. That's always like a nice thing to show because it shows a little bit of your thinking as well. Again, Martina, you got the good wireframes here. Very in depth, which is great. Oh,
Yep.
animation.
Ooh, I love it.
All right.
Vimeo video. Let's do
Ready.
this. That's also another
it's nice.
great site to post your work on Vimeo.
Oh, on Vimeo, yeah.
I really like,
Okay, this is nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, see, the video really helps with this.
Yeah. Awesome.
This looks good. Okay. And then now you're getting to the actual things here. Homepage. Okay, cool. So you can take a closer look.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice project.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Awesome. Subscribe.
Yeah, see, like even this website, what is the intent, right? Like they want more fans, they want more traffic, they want to capture users. The last call to action you see is subscribe to our newsletter, so updates. In that sense, your portfolio piece should have a call to action at the end too. What do you want? What do you want the people to achieve once they hit the end of this?
Let's see if Martina popped something in the bottom.
Yeah. So it's very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Disclaimer. That's very polite. That is very polite.
Yeah. But again, think about that call to action. What do you want, who is the audience of this and what do you want them to do after they looked at your work and are convinced, like, this is great work.
Well, I think we have time to look at one more maybe. Is there one that catches your eye?
Can Behance do animated thumbnails yet, like these here?
Oh, that would be nice.
Like, yeah.
Although if only.
Like maybe on hover or something.
Yeah, that would be nice. I don't know.
Let's take a look at branding.
Let's do this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buco. Task. Create brand identity for buy goods, products, or services part of a design course at university. Make a research, name the brand, design a logo. Cool. Create a brand identity for bamboo cups.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, yep.
Nice.
Let's see. Logo construction. Okay, so you're showing off. Very interesting. So you're showing where the inspiration comes, which is awesome. Yeah, that's strong.
So you made a
Showing
custom
out
font.
Advertising materials. Yeah, I would even say you could be a little wordier here, where you could say that, this it does convey, but even saying, yeah, like we were inspired by literal bamboo.
Yeah.
Would be
Talk
great.
to me about the process a bit. Yeah.
Yep. And let's see. Advertising materials. Yeah, this is great. So you can see all the in context, business card, store.
I like that you mocked that up. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's, virtual, but I like that you did that.
Ooh. Showing on different colors. That's great. Because a lot of brands can get restrictive if you can only use them in one color.
Yeah.
But this is really nice because it shows off the range and shows that the brand will hold up. So, it holds up on a website, holds up on a store. That's really good to know.
Well, is this brand, it's like thinking about this brand probably is a bit more invisible, right? Like the Boo Cup would probably sell to, Pete's Coffee and Starbucks and, Dunkin' Donuts and what have you, right? Like, if anything, you want to maybe show, like, you probably won't, like, think of all those cups, there's a company, like, they make everybody's cups. I forget the name.
the green and white. Well, I think these are reusable.
Oh,
So I think these
got
are
it.
like a coffee mug type
Got it.
cup.
No. Alternative to single-use cups. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. I get it now. Sorry.
But maybe that's clear. Okay, this is cool though.
There you go.
They're very beautiful.
Boo Cup. Buy one, get one
This
free.
is real.
Love
I
it.
want one of these.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Shop now.
Yeah, again, I would love to know if this is real or not real. Super interesting. And then also, yeah, again, with the info at the bottom. Well, I think we're officially out of time here in space, but thank you so much, Martina, for sharing your portfolio with us. Again, being on live TV, getting your portfolio critiqued is very courageous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to echo, you filled out the About section very well on Behance. I really like that. And that's a great job. Great job. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us so much. I think we have to run off soon, but there is going to be some live streaming tomorrow. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, talking to Pek. Pek, thank you so much for coming and sharing your wisdom,
very welcome.
building your case study.
Thank you so much for having me here. I feel very honored. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, we will see you some other time when we come back to Earth. We're never taking these helmets off, though. Bye.
All right. Bye.